Hey everyone, hi Floss Tube, it's me, I'm back again. I'm Ali, one half of the Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures. I promised you part two of my going rogue, so here I am. Ellie's home, but she's not very well at the moment, so we'll wait until she's better before we do a, a proper Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures. Showing you what we've been up to. So I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I spoke to her last night. She had to remind me where I'd got to. She watched it when she got back off her holiday. So without any further ado, back to the trusty book. And the first one on the list, which was started in February 2020, 29th of February 2020. And if you haven't already guessed what it is, it's my leap year project, which is, of course, Castle Sampler by Teresa Wentzler. Thanks to Susie, who came up with the bright idea of us doing a leap year project literally a few days before leap year day in 2020. I put this into my 5 and 5 as the only love it had got when it gets started was, I think, 50 stitches on the day we started it, and then I didn't look at it since. But here we go. This is where I've got to. I've filled in the inner part of the boxes there, and I've been filling in the bit underneath the boxes. I've done two sides of the central square, which is going to have the castle in it, because after all it is the Castle Sampler, isn't it? So I will be picking this up again this month, hopefully finishing off the bottom part of the boxes and maybe even getting some of the alphabet in there. So I am really, really pleased with my project, my progress on this. As I've said before, I think it's possibly I've got on quite quickly with it now that I'm actually working on it, because it's all whole stitches at the moment. There are a lot of blends, but the blends are fine. I like blends. I enjoy putting them together. It's the only time I bobbinate anything. Yeah, hopefully I will get a little bit further on with this on my 5 days on that this month. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put stuff. I'm going to pull that chair out a little bit, then that gives me a little bit of space. So that was started 29th of February 2020. And then we've got, this is one for you, Tammy. We've got Pandemic. Lovely Pandemic. And some of you may know that Tammy, lovely Tammy Spruce, who's a member of the Yorkshire Stitchers and also a member of the Scottish Stitcher Retreats, she has challenged both Ellie and I to get some work done on Pandemic. So for every page finish she has on hers, we have to do 5 days on ours. So obviously mine was in that famous bucket of mine, which we were chatting about last night actually. Tammy, you will be pleased to know that it made it out of the bucket. And I'll just put it over here. It's what used to be called a big ass project, or a BAP, I don't know if they're still called that, but basically I had gone wrong on this bird down here, and I'd put too many stitches in the neck, so I'd put 4 instead of 3, and then coming down the back I had miscounted there as well, so basically the bird was a complete mess, and I frogged it back, and then I stitched it back up again, and I've got down to here. So as I have no doubt that Tammy, even though she had to do quite a lot of frogging um, earlier this month or towards the end of last month, um, the next time I get to pick this up, hopefully I will get quite a lot more done on it, and I'm aiming for my own page finish on this. If I can get page 1 finished, I will be more than happy. Um, the the fabric is just it's why I got even weave. I think it's cream. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. Um, the thread that I'm using isn't actually a thread. It's a yarn. Let me take this out. There we go. Still got some of it threaded up. Don't know if you can see that. But it's a lace weight yarn that I'm using, and it changes colour very, very quickly. So I'm only ever getting a couple of stitches with each colour, and I'm I'm really pleased with the effect that I'm getting on this. It was actually Ellie who inspired me to do that, because I was looking at one point. I thought I would do this in Gloriana silks. Then we calculated how much it would cost me to do the Gloriana silks, and I thought, no, I can't afford that. So she said that she was using a lace weight yarn, and I had a look, and there's a local lady um, who dyes her own yarn, mostly silks, which is what this is. And so I had a look on her website on Etsy, and I came away with 2 balls of this gorgeous yarn. So I'm kind of hoping that if there's enough left over, because I don't know how much I'm going to use. I don't quite know how to put this stuff up in there. No. So it's called, I've got it written down here. It's a Zariah lace, 100% mulberry silk, and it's called Gossamer Wings. So yeah, it's really lovely to stitch with, and it just goes to show that you don't actually need to use threads for your stitching. You can use whatever you want. It started on the 3rd of October 2020, and it was, obviously it's called Pandemic, it's Log Dog Samplers. She brought it out as a freebie to start off with during the pandemic, and we all, of course, went, yeah, we're going to do that. And yeah, you saw how far I got. But now that I'm back onto it, and I did enjoy restitching, didn't enjoy the frogging very much, but you know, I was glad that I didn't have to frog too much. It was nice to realise I hadn't gone wrong way, way, way back. So yeah, keep going, Tammy, and I'll pick it up the next time you finish a page. Right, moving on. We have another one, and this one is also in that bucket at the moment. It was started on the 30th of December, and I know why it was started then. It was because it was I wanted it to go into my roll the dice for 21, and I wanted it as a whip so that it wasn't going to be a new start. And there was quite a few of us starting a whole load of new projects towards the end of 2020, so that we had lots of whips to choose from. So this one is by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks, and it's called the Peacock. That's the design. That picture does not do it justice. It is absolutely stunning in real life. The colours are so vibrant, and you just don't get that from the picture. I was doing really well with it, and then I went wrong. I'm stitching it on a 28 count Brittany Baby Blue Opalescent by Sparklies, and took it on holiday with us to France last year, and while I was stitching away, I discovered that I'd gone wrong somewhere. So I did a bit of frogging, and then I started stitching it back again, and then discovered I'd gone wrong somewhere else, so I had to frog it again, and then I had to frog it again, and at that point I thought, oh no, still haven't figured out where I've gone wrong. My friend Maureen, she'd a look when she was down last year. She couldn't figure it out. Ellie keeps mithering me because she wants to do it because she's got new bed linen and she wants it to go in the bedroom. So yeah, I need to get my act together with that. But it's been around the house. It's been to a few people. I've got it. Susie's done it. We got it from someone else who had done it, and it's going on to Ellie when I finished with it. I'll pop that there. So yeah, that was started December 30th, 2020. So, and then I didn't have any new starts at all for quite a while until last year's October retreat. So I've got nothing in there for 21 at all. So this was a new start that I put into Roll the Dice, which had come out just before the retreat, and it is Roses of Provence. And as you know, Ellie has already stitched this, and I absolutely loved it, and I was encouraging her to finish it so that I could borrow it. And then in the shoebox exchange at, I think it was the March retreat, March retreat in 22, which I think was the first one back after the pandemic, and it was in my shoebox, and I was like, oh yeah. So got us started at the October retreat that year, and sorry, I'm getting itchy eye. It's being stitched on 28 count Brittany Opalescent Evil Weave from Sparklies again. I do like my Sparklies fabric, and she came out of Roll the Dice again this year, so I managed to get quite a bit more done on her. She's a lovely design. I really need more time on her, so she may go into 5 and 5 at some point, so that she gets a little bit more love than she's getting at the moment. But she's such a gorgeous design, and I'm hoping that Ellie will get hers framed soon, or frame it herself, because it is beautiful. And I don't know if you saw there, but at the last Red Lion get together, we Janet and Jane brought along some project bags, and so I bought this. Look at it, it's gorgeous. It's got ladybugs on it, and I absolutely love ladybugs and daisies. Absolutely beautiful. Love this fabric. So I now got two. I've got two project bags. Two whole project bags. So, oh, I'm so pleased with it. So that's that one. So Roses of Provence. Right, that one's done, that one's done. Next one. This is another Mirabilia. Started this one 24th of September 22. It was in Roll the Dice last year, and it's back in Roll the Dice this year again, and it's Renaissance Mermaid. I saw it at one of our retreats. Charisse had stitched it, and I was going past her table and I just looked at it and I thought, oh my god, that is stunning. It is the most beautiful design. It really is gorgeous. And I've got quite a few of the mermaids, the Mirabilia mermaids, and I didn't even know this one existed. So thanks for Charisse. She brought it along to the next retreat. She'd had it framed, and oh my god, it's just beautiful. So I went along to the Harrogate show. That was, I think it was the March one, or it might have been the November one the previous year. And I had kind of made a decision on what I was going to stitch it on, but Kate didn't have either of the two with her, or they'd sold out. So she said, try this, and this was it was a fabric that she dyed for a retreat, I think, and it kind of gives it looks like water, doesn't it? Like waves of water. That's where I've got to on this. She's in Roll the Dice for this year, so she will get some love at some point, hopefully. Fabric is stunning to stitch on, and the design is absolutely gorgeous as well. So yeah, watch this space on this one. Can't wait till I get to the beading on this, because it's if you haven't seen it in real life, it's I'm sure somebody's got it framed and on their floss tube or something, but it's beautiful, and as usual the photographs just don't do them justice, do they? Right, okay, so where have we got to go? Yes. Right, so here we are. Our forest even, Ever Flowering Garden by Our Forest. Come on, Ali, get a grip. I'm doing it on 28 count, so I got linen called Pemberley, which is by Needle and Flax, which was very generously donated to me by the lovely Gina. Not donated, gifted. She gifted it to me. The fabric is a joy to work on, and I kept putting off starting on this. I wondered what that was there, and I realised no, it's the threads. I'll show you the threads first. What the heck's that? Because I've got them on a thread keep by the lovely Pretty Little thread keeps. Lovely hazel. So that's the colours. There's not a lot of them, but they all work really well together, and it was beautifully pleated by Ellie and Susie at one of our red line days. So thank you, girls. But yes, they're lovely, and I love my thread keep. And I'll just move that out of the boat. You know, this is the table that I work on when I'm working from home. It's got no space on it whatsoever. Useless. Yeah, come on, out there. There we go. So this came out in, let's see what date did I start it on. I started it on the 28th of January 23. So this must have come out in January's Roll the Dice. Look at it. I'm going to need to iron this before I do any more work on it. So I at least got it started. And that's it there. Now I saw Sandy's at the last red line, and she has come on in leaps and bounds on hers. She always does though. She's such a prolific stitcher. But I actually put it onto a Q snap that Ellie had lent me, and I got on a lot better with it because there's a lot of fabric there. So again, it's in Roll the Dice this year, and I apologise for all the faffing about with plastic bags, but this one hasn't made it into a project bag yet. It will do eventually if I keep this up. So that is my most recent one. No, I'm lying. It's not my most recent one. There is another one. What have I done with it? Hang on a sec. Put these back up here. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Things are falling all over the place now. Oh, there it is. It's around here somewhere. So this is one, as you may know, we're doing a summer exchange on Yorkshire Stitches at our Red Line meetup. And this is the one that I decided to do. And it's called Be Virtues by Country Cottage Needleworks. Stunning little design. I don't know how long I've had this design. Obviously I've had it for a while. This is where I have got to so far. Just move that out of the way. There we go. It's done on 28 count bone Joberlin, which is my go-to. Lovely neutral colour. So I started the little blue border up there, and then I'll get up to doing the this bit up here, and then I'll do the same, go down and do the other blue bit there, and then I can move on to the bee-skip. Not going to take me long to do the exchanges at the end of June, so I've got loads of time yet to stitch on it. And as usual with the Country Cottage Needleworks one, stitching up pretty quickly. So it's a lovely design to stitch on. I can hear the cat calling me. So I started it on the 16th of April this year. Duh. So that's all that's in the book. So I just wanted to show you another couple of things. Some of you may be aware I had surgery at the end of 21, just a couple of days before Christmas, at the end of 21. And afterwards, I had so many plans. I was going to be off work for 4 months, and I was like, I'm going to get loads done. And I completely lost my mojo. And this is one that I had bought years ago on a holiday um, to Boston, a little town just outside Boston, to visit an old friend. And we went to Michael's one day, and I came out with a couple of these and a whole load of DMCs and beads and oh, you name it. I just went absolutely crazy. Um, and I just wanted something simple to get me kick-started again. As you know, I don't like stitching on Ada, so I swapped the fabric out. I chose this for some reason. I have no idea why. But at least it got me stitching again. So I've got the little birdie, I don't know if it's a parakeet or something. And I've got one of the cat's paws hanging down. So I will get back to this eventually and finish it off because it's a nice little design. Just needs a bit of love. And there's another, as I say, I bought two of these. The other one's a cat on top of a computer screen, a ginger puss. So I'd like to get both of them done and get them framed. And then I just wanted to show you this one as well. I'm not sure if I've shown this before on Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures, but this was it was a round robin that I did with some friends, a round robin group that I had, and it's from a booklet called Little Fantasy Teapots. And the girls all chose which teapots that they wanted to do. I did this one up here, me being a bit of a gardener. This is the booklet here. This one, the Ginger Cat, I think is my favourite. I've done it several times for various people, just made it into a coaster for them, and they've always loved it. And that's it on the back with all the designs made into an Afghan. And over the years I think I've done that one. I've started this one, haven't got very far with it so far. I've done the bee skip, and obviously I've done this one as well. Lovely designs, very simple, big blocks of colour, and they're really, really good for just little gifts for making into coaster. And the reason why it's still unfinished is because I keep changing my mind about the border. I got this far with this border, and then I thought, I'm not really sure about that. And so, yeah, I need to make up my mind and get it finished and get it framed, and then I can look at it and remember the girls that stitched on it for me. And that's pretty much it. As I say, hopefully Ellie will get over her illness quickly, and we'll be back as a duo. You won't be stuck with me faffing about on my own. But yeah, I might do another rogue at some point. You never know your luck. Cat's still calling me, so I'm going to have to go and see what she wants. Probably feeling lonely. She's out in the backyard, lying on the bench. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all the absolutely gorgeous comments that I got on the last one. I've liked them all, but I've not had a chance to reply to them, so I will do that hopefully today. And I will hopefully see you all pretty soon. And that's me. I'm gone. I'll see you later. Bye.